What advice would you give yourself when you were 18 years of age? Knowing what you know now.
Make the right quality friends.
Yes.
Read, understand that life is about learning more, but also be yourself. You don't have to dilute whatever you are about to impress people. Just be yourself. But most as well, important of all is life is too short, man. You know, when you're 18, you think you have the whole time with you. Life is too short. So focus on the things that matter, invest in them, be intentional, and make them happen.
18. Oh, yeah, that was a very good question. You know, yeah, I've learned so much since I was 18, though I think I had to go through it. So I don't know if I should tell him not to go through certain things because that's what I want to do. But I'm like, that's the road that led me here.
Yep.
But I think early on, I think I would have just been kinder early on. I think I took myself a little too seriously at the time. And I just think I could have invested in relationships a little better, so just to not take life as seriously, right? Just to, I mean, take the work you do seriously, but don't take yourself to have fun, be responsible. But really just focus on building relationships, that will come to serve you. I mean, I've done a decent job of that, but I still think I could have done more. But also not to worry too much, man. I think I was very worried. Like when you are younger, you always feel like the next move is gonna be the rest of your life, right? Now you don't want to be irresponsible, but ultimately you end up working a bunch of different jobs, you end up meeting different people, getting into different relationships, getting out of relationships, doing this. Like let it unfold. Don't overthink it. Just be responsible, be loving, but don't overthink things too much. Go for things, find out, yeah, that's all I'll say. But again, I'm blessed with how life has played out. So it's hard for me to think about necessarily all the advice that I'll give because I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, go find out.
Yeah.
I would say, and I tell this to my students, like, take risks and step outside your comfort zone. Like I stepped outside my comfort zone one time when I was 22, and since then my comfort zone doesn't exist anymore because it's that one, like, this is scary, I'm gonna do it, and I did it. It changed my entire life. So for something that you're like, I can't do that, or I don't know, just do it, right? Like, do it, be safe, be smart, but that is what will expose you to so much more of the world than you ever thought possible, and what you think is possible for yourself to do. So to take risks, be smart about it, but to take those risks and step outside your comfort zone, and don't be afraid to fail. You learn from that. I think that is something, like, especially students now, they feel like, I'm not allowed to fail. I'm not allowed. Like, sure you can. Of course you can. Go fail, right? Go fail and then learn from it, because that's going to be the best way that you're going to learn a lesson. So to not be afraid of that.
It isn't an easy question, but if I were to give advice to myself at 18 and any other youth at 18,
Yes.
it would be simple. It would be to select the right company wherever you are, whether in school or whether out of school. You need a better company that can guide you, that cannot mislead you. Because I remember at 18, I was a bit grown up, but there is a way how I made a miscalculation by having close friends who were not good.
Mm.
So by the way, up to now I still regret there is a way how they advised me badly, and I ended up missing some chances.
Mm.
Because immediately after 18, around 19, I was admitted in a education college, that is Kaval National Teachers College, study history and religious education. But because I had a very bad company whom I was moving out with, and we had even started drinking some booze,
Yeah,
they
local
guided
good.
me. They said, why do you go for a teaching profession? They said, no, reject this offer. I rejected it, and in fact, up to now, I still regret. Because I was a very good religious education, I would be a very good religious education and history teacher. But
Mm.
because of bad company, I missed that chance, and I still regret. Much as I have touched very many lives, but as a teacher, I would have started changing lives very many years back. So I still regret joining that bad company because they were all older than me. So they guided me badly, and I missed it. I missed that chance of becoming a teacher because I would have been a very, very, very good teacher.
Wow.
So I advise these other people who are around 18 to make sure they are in right companies and never to despise any type of job once it comes up.
I love the way you've stated it. I would say, when you're 18, when I was 18, I would say maybe I was quite rebellious. And I remember my mom telling me at one point, you're so rebellious, but you're a very determined person.
Yeah.
But if you put it in the right direction, you'll accomplish so much in life. And I think I would like to say that when you're a young person, follow your passion, follow your purpose, find something that is very meaningful in life, and don't be always following, of course you want to go and hang out with your friends and get distracted. It's so easy to get distracted, and it's so easy to follow the crowd and not follow what you really want to do. Even if it's unique and different from what everybody else wants to do, don't lose sight of it, stick to it, and you actually get people following you in the end. Because actually now a lot of my high school mates, they're so excited. They're like, you've always liked animals. Oh, no wonder you're doing what you're doing. And they're so excited about it because they always used to see it.
Yes.
And they're glad that I followed my career. But I didn't go for the standard careers because I wanted to follow the crowd. It's better to really follow what you are good at and what you feel that you should be doing. Follow your passion and your purpose. Remember, my son is currently now in Northwood School in America, where my husband went 30 years ago when his mom worked for the UN. And he got a scholarship. He's there for a few months before he starts university. And one thing that I can say is that Indigo, when he got there, because he joined the soccer academy, which they call it postgraduate before you go to university, but you finish high school. And they said, because he's going to stay here for a short time, his coaches told me, we want him to give a talk about Uganda and his life. And he said to me, Mama, I don't want to give this talk. I said, why not? He said, because my friends will think I'm strange. And I said, no, they're not really. How are they really your friends yet? You've just met them.
Yeah.
And I said, and you've had a unique life and your teachers have not recognized it. And they did it also because they wanted people to get to know him. So we worked with him. We helped him to come through his coach. I said, you have to follow your path. So his coaches coached him. I coached him. My husband coached him. And when he gave the presentation, he was so happy. He said, Mama, I got a standing ovation. People were so excited. And he became confident. And then he spoke at the primary school. This time they paid him. And he talked about Uganda and he made everybody laugh. And I'm like, okay, he's been watching his parents talking, but he just opened up and his personality came out. And I think people should follow their passion. He talked about the food we eat, how people dress, the wildlife, how he wrote his book. and all kinds of things. But he made people laugh. He said, "There's one food I've not put on this slide," and they said, when he talked about foods of Uganda, matoke and all that, and he said, "Some of you will run away.
Senen.
Grasshoppers is my favorite food." They all laughed.
At least he didn't do the nswa.
Yes, that's why as well, sending in Nswa. And everybody laughed. But it's been good. Yeah, and he's come out of his shell. And I think, he's now 19. Everyone, people who are 18, 19, they're so concerned about what everyone else is thinking that they sometimes miss their calling. They miss their passion and their purpose. And I think at that age, it's a very sensitive age, but it's also a very pivotal age in your life, where that's around the time that people really start to think about their life's purpose. And they should be encouraged to follow it and not follow the crowd.
Next, thank you. Share, continue to subscribe, and remember, this is a place you find ordinary people doing extraordinary things, which you can do because we are all created the same way, and we can do what each of us are doing. Thank you for watching. Keep sharing.